We're going to go ahead and start, and we'll allow people to trickle in because I know it's a Friday afternoon and it can be a very challenging time when people look towards the weekend. We've already had a very busy day with a lot of Veterans Day celebrations across the campus and in our community, and I'm sure they can continue over the weekend. So I want to thank all of you first for coming here, for taking some of your time to be here. I'm honored to be the moderator for this panel, which is entitled Transition, Soldier to Student. First, allow me to introduce our panel. To the far right, which is your far left, you've got Gerald, or Jerry, Story, who's a Vietnam-era Air Force veteran who served on active duty from 1969 to 1973 with 1 year of overseas duty in the Philippines. He was awarded an early release in the fall of 1973 to attend school here at ETSU, where he received his Bachelor of Science in Education in 1978. During his 40-year career as a teacher and coach and principal, he continued his education at ETSU with a Master's in Education in 1987, and also earned an Educational Specialist degree in Supervision and Administration from Lincoln Memorial University in 2002. In May 2015, Jerry retired from education and was chosen for his current position as Veteran Service Officer for Washington County and assists area veterans and their families with needed benefits and services. Our second member of the panel is Cory. He was an infantryman on active duty in the United States Army with tours of duty both in Iraq and Afghanistan. He is currently a drilling reservist with the Civil Affairs Unit in Knoxville, while he pursues a degree in Computing and Information Systems. He's a sophomore here at East Tennessee State University. The next panelist is Rachel Moore, who's a graduate of Stuttgart American High School in Germany, and she attended Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas, from 2010 to 2014, using her father's GI Bill benefit for 12 of those months. She graduated from Sam Houston with a degree in international business, and she and her husband, Ben Morgan, currently reside near Boone, North Carolina. I don't even know where they live, the name of the place, but they're near Boone. And then the final member of our panelists is Judy Andrews. Judy Andrews is the mother of 4 children, a veteran herself, the daughter of a veteran, and the widow of Master Sergeant Evander Andrews, the first military service member to pay the ultimate price for this nation following 9/11. Master Sergeant Evander Andrews died on LOD Air Base in Cutter on the 10th of October, 2001, where he was leading his team to refurbish the airfield to prepare the United States and the coalition for Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. Judy and her children are Prize Scholarship recipients as a result of Evander's sacrifice. Please give them a warm welcome to this forum. Although the title of this forum uses the term for those who have served in the Army, soldier, it's perhaps better entitled Transition GI to Graduate Student. Even then, we do a disservice to those family members who also serve in a very special way, supporting their service members throughout their careers, deployments, and keeping the home fires burned. In fact, if you remember Dr. Nolan's message, his 90-second notepad, he mentioned there are 581 students, veteran students attending ETSU. Of those 581 using a GI Bill, 162 of them are family members. Family members. And that's nearly 1/3 of the students for which my office has a duty and obligation to assist. So let me describe the format for today's panel. First, we'll have each of the panelists, starting with Jerry on the far right and your far left, provide some initial insights and observations as to the myths, challenges, strengths, weaknesses of this transition process. Then we'll open up the floor after Judy finishes for a question and answer session. And then please wait until I get a microphone over to you so that everybody can hear you clearly. And then you can direct your question at a specific panel member, or you can throw one out there and see maybe one or more of them will respond to it. And then 5 minutes prior to 3 o'clock, I'll wrap things up, and then you can come and meet our panelists in person. So, Jerry, I turn it over to you.
I guess I'm the old man of the group. I joined during the Vietnam War, and I had a goal in mind before I went. My parents could not afford to send me to college, and I was going to use the GI Bill to get my education, and at the same time serve my country. I believe then and I believe now that we went to Vietnam to try to prevent the genocide of a defenseless nation, and that's the reason I went. Protect this country and protect the rights of others. I don't think I was treated any differently when I joined I was when I came back. And that is because this country was led to believe that the Vietnam veteran was more or less a thug. They were called baby killers, murderers. They were spit at. The first time I had the opportunity to come home on leave, I wore my uniform to church. And I had a very close friend at the time. Look at me, it was a female friend. In a degrading way, why did you wear that uniform? And I was flabbergasted, I guess is the best word, and I said, because I believe in my country and I'm serving my country. And she didn't say anything else. And I was not a combat vet. I had 15 months left of a 4-year tour, and I got orders to go to Cameron Bay, which they shut down, and sent me to the Philippines anyway. My wife was 6 months pregnant with our first child. I didn't see her, I saw her more, didn't see her again for the first 9 months of her life. So it was a rough time. I got a 3-month early out to come back to school. I got accepted here at ETSU, and I had a goal in mind. I didn't have time to listen to all that stuff. I had a family to take care of. I wanted to get an education and take care of my family. And I was going to school full-time. I had a full-time job. And I didn't have time to listen to all that other stuff. I didn't pay attention to what people were saying as I was in school. I'm still proud of what I did. The only problem I had adjusting was the lack of discipline of my fellow students. Remember, I had 4 years of military service, and most of these kids, they were kids. And I had, like I said, I had a goal in mind, and I didn't have time for parties and play. So I kept at it. In fact, I used up my benefits, and I had a really good administrator of Veterans Affairs at that time. Realized that I had run out of money, I had a quarter left, and fixed it so that I could graduate. Extended my benefits. So that was a good thing. As far as what I would say to faculty, there's probably not anybody that was here when I was here. In any educational setting, you need to be aware of your students. At the time that I was in, especially the Vietnam veterans, they were fighting demons that nobody knew about. And they were here to try to get an education and not listen to all the hype. And I would say to you, don't ostracize them, especially the guys, the men and women that are coming back today. We need to embrace them, support them, and empower them to do the very best that they can. They're our military. Regardless of what you think about any war, especially Vietnam, they didn't deserve to get what they got when they came back home. This country should have embraced them. And I don't want to take too much time, but I do want to share this. I was in the Philippines when the first POWs came home. What no newsreel has ever shown is what was happening in the back of those airplanes. The ambulances that were lined up, taking those men off those planes that were so beaten, black as these microphones. No legs, no arms. They did show the guys coming off the front of it that were shells of men. And for them to be treated the way they were when they came home, there's no excuse for that. You know, they were there for our country, and that's the way they should have been treated when they came home, regardless of what you thought about the war. So that's kind of where I am now. We hear a lot about homeless veterans, especially during the Vietnam era, but you don't hear the successful stories. And, you know, I think we need to focus on that more. I had a brother that was in Vietnam the same time I was in the Philippines. He came home and did the same thing. He's a Vietnam vet. He got his degree at ETSU in accounting. So, you know, there are successful veterans. We just don't hear about them a lot. Thank you.
I'd first like to thank every individual and each and every one of you for coming here and showing your support physically. And I'm not trying to pander to you, but it does make us veterans feel more comfortable when we know that the public and the staff here and the faculty, as well as a lot of students, which I've been very surprised at, have been showing a positive support towards a lot of our student veterans. As Colonel Tony mentioned earlier, I did 6 years transitioning from that lifestyle to the civilian and then student lifestyle. This is what's going to be a hard conversation for me. It's not the public speaking, the pure public speaking, is because it's hard for a lot of veterans who typically have type A personalities who don't like to admit there are any soft spots in our armor. But I do feel it's necessary that we talk about the elephant in the room, which is the transition from the battlefield to civilian life. I knew that I learned quick that the number one thing that was going to help me was being around other veterans that have been in my shoes. And I knew the one thing that's going to keep me standing was helping new veterans that they're in the same hole that I just dug myself out of. And it's not because, you know, the VA is going to diagnose their veterans with PTSD. They're going to try to put them on medications, and I'm not a doctor, but I know how I work, and I know how a lot of my veterans work, how we think, and we're different, and I don't think that a lot of people are going to understand it. It's good that we take care of each other and we seek help when we need it, but it's very important for us to come together. All of us, we joined to serve the country. We did that, and now we're wanting to serve our communities. We're getting out, and I think we're a valuable resource to our communities and to the school. Just last week, Colonel Tony and I, there's a Marine named Tony Price, and a few others, we've donated over 100 pounds worth of food, and we carried it 13 miles, all that. And I'll also add that, you know, after that 13 miles, I wasn't telling them how bad my feet were hurting. Because, you know, that I had to carry the most weight. I had to be the biggest, baddest guy there. But I'm not going to tell them that my feet were covered in blisters. I was hobbling all the rest of the weekend. Then I was the biggest, baddest guy there, and I wanted everybody to know it. But as soon as I got home, I knew how to take care of myself. I was in that hot tub for 2 hours. And I'm confessing now, but I was just worrying if I'm solid on feet. But we talk a big game, but it's also we know where our weak points. And that's where I come from with the Student Veterans of America here at ETSU. We take care of each other, and one way that we can do that is by doing the community outreach. We have plans. We have over 60 pounds of MREs, meal ready to eats, and rations that we're wanting to give to homeless vets, people. We're going to control the streets and feed people, because these MREs have built-in heaters. I'm not going to go into the details, but we had plans, big plans ahead, and they're only getting bigger. The numbers are getting bigger. You can also, I know Colonel Tony has the some stats on the number of students here, and there's a very high percentage of them. Was it 75% of the GPA above 3.0? We're here for a reason. We went and worked with the post-9/11 GI Bill, and we're using it. We're taking it seriously. There's going to be some outliers, just like there are students. But I mean, even statistically speaking, we're doing well because we're valuing the resource of the community, and that's what keeps us going. So, and everybody I've spoken to. So the more outreach we do, it's a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess. So I do want to address that, but as far as I'm trying to avoid talking about my transition. It didn't involve alcoholism. It didn't involve drug abuse. It was just I feel like I was taking crazy pills because, like you mentioned earlier, just the students, the lack of discipline. It's for me. It wasn't so much your drill sergeants or your NCOs yelling at you. To me, it's a little bit of just like kind of an age difference. I think like I got the belt when I was like a kid. But that being said, I do also want to. I don't want to sound like a griping old vet or anything. I don't want to feel that stereotype, but. Because I will say I want to give credit where credit's due with the new generation of millennial students. I was petrified to come here. I took a year off. I went and lived in the cabin in Grayson County, Virginia, for about 6 months. I worked for AmeriCorps, just working on trail maintenance. Just volunteered, and I got a really good kick out of that. I can see my work, just serving the community. That's what it brought back to. That's what we're down to. That's what led me to the SBA in the long run, but I took my transition very seriously. I lived in the cabin in the woods for 6 months and didn't really have a lot of contact, and it's good for me. I love it. But coming here, I was petrified, and I continue to be impressed by the students here. The age gap is nothing. My best friend is 42 years old. Before I ever started coming here, but now I have 19-year-old friends that are just as mature as any of us, and they are really young minds. I'm in the community department. I'll tell you, I'm having to catch up to the learning curve with these really young minds. So I've been very impressed, and I'm proud of the school for embracing us so far. There are a lot of people that are afraid to mention their military service. But in my experience, when people start asking around, they're very supportive. There's always going to be outliers, but I do want to give credit where credit's due. So thank you if you're a faculty staff here. I've been receiving overwhelming support from each of my professors and my advisors and staff, etc. Especially everyone in the Department of Affairs here. It's here the second time visiting. So thank you. We'll take questions later, but that's all I have, I believe. So thank you.
First off, I'd just like to say thank you to all the veterans in the audience and on the panel for your service, and we truly appreciate it. And I'm a veteran. Colonel Banchs is my father. I'm the youngest of his 5 daughters. But I was raised predominantly overseas, and before coming to college, I went to college at Sam Houston State in Huntsville, Texas. And before moving back to the States, I hadn't lived there since I was almost 10 years old, because we got sent to Kuwait right after 9/11. So it was a major culture shock for me to move back to the States after living in Europe and Africa and then the Middle East. And it was a very different world to me. It was very hard to relate to my peers of the same age around me who had grown up in Texas their whole life or just lived stateside their entire life. And on top of that, my parents were still living in Germany at the time, so they were in an entire other country. I guess, 8 hours ahead of us. And so it's very difficult to be on your own and you're young and you're kind of scared and you have no idea how to fill out the FAFSA information and you're trying to just navigate, make sure you make it to the right classes and not do anything stupid. But from what I can tell, your Department of Veterans Affairs here is a little more in-depth than what I dealt with in Sam Houston, which I think is wonderful. And I think that one thing I really could have used whenever I was in college would have been a buddy system. For someone who had maybe been there for a year or two to show me around campus, take me to my classes, introduce me to other veterans or other military dependents like I was, someone who I could relate with, because after living overseas for the majority of my life and moving back to the States, a lot of people didn't understand. They said, well, your parents just left you here? I mean, you're just SOL if something happens, is there a whole plane right away? And I said, well, I mean, yeah, it happens that way sometimes, but they'll be back eventually. And holidays, it's a little tougher around holidays, and I had a lot of friends who took me under their wing, and they took me home for Thanksgiving, and I would visit their families at Easter and things like that until my parents came back to the States. And I think the most important thing to do when you know you have a kid in that situation, especially where the parents aren't very close, is to just reach out to them and see if there's anything they need. I mean, they might, I myself personally, I didn't have a car when I was in college. And so I would have my friends sometimes take me to the grocery store just to pick up groceries, or they would take me home on long weekends to spend time with their families. I would be alone in the dorm, which obviously as professors, that's a line you wouldn't cross, but there are other things you can do to reach out to them to let them know, hey, if you have questions, if you don't know something that you need to do, or if you don't understand how to fulfill it, then absolutely bring it to my attention, whether or not it's school-related or not. And I think that is something to really keep in mind for your military dependents that are GWOT beneficiaries, is to take that extra step to see if there's anything they need, because we're pretty prideful and we don't want to ask for help. So I think that's probably the best piece of advice I can give you.
First of all, Jerry, thank you for your service in Vietnam. My dad is a Vietnam vet, so I understand that feeling as my own. I do have a unique situation. I am the daughter of a vet. My brothers were both veterans. I am a veteran, and my husband is a veteran. The only spot I haven't fulfilled yet is to be the parent of a veteran. And at this point in time, I don't foresee that happening. And my children find that appealing, more likely due to the fact that they're going to die in service. The transition for me, growing up in the military, and then going from military lifestyle to civilian, was a culture shock. Growing up, I moved every 3 years. My husband was blessed that his last duty assignment, we were there for 9 years. But he always knew when I was ready to, because he'd come home and the house would be rearranged. Because I had to have some kind of change. But going to a community that has very little contact with the military was a real shock. As they talk about the discipline, the order, in the military things start is the funeral. My in-laws were really disappointed. He's buried in Arlington. It was a 20-minute service from beginning to end. But everything was regimented each time. Everything happened at a particular time for a certain amount of time. Nobody went over. But then again, the day he was buried, there were 85 funerals. And that's part of the reason why it's regimented. But that's also the military. It's very organized. It has to be if you're going to have that many people participating in doing what needs to be done. So how does this whole thing affect the veterans, the families? Change is hard, even though we're used to change because that's the lifestyle we live. To go from a strictly military background to one where there's no military can sometimes be confusing. They don't understand you, you don't understand them. In the military, more often than not, you're nowhere near family, ever. So the military becomes your family. I've known Tony since 1978. We met in Italy. Our dads were stationed there. We saw each other, I think, 3 times since then, but the friendship still remains. With the military family, because they are your family, you spend holidays together. You spend deployments together. That's how you get through those long deployments. You count on one another. In a civilian world, you might live in the same house with the same friends all your life, and that's great. In the military, not necessarily so. Usually, every 2 to 3 years, you're on the move. Either you move or they move. But you learn to count on one another. Part of her being able to be in Texas while her parents were in Germany is the independence that you learn through this. Soldiers do have a lot of pride, and they don't ask for help. So my thing to you would be, watch them, observe them. They give you clues. They might not say it, but you can see the clues. Give them options. You know, if you don't have someplace to go, find something. Hey, you want to go get a cup of coffee? Sometimes they just need to talk. Sometimes that's all they need. One of the hardest things for my children is the disrespect for their fathers. And the lack of understanding for what they've gone through. My oldest daughter is a senior in college. And her roommate that she had for 2 years made a comment about the fact that she didn't have a college debt. And no, she won't. But if you ask her, she'd rather have the debt. College was paid for. And it cost more. So I told her, I said, you remind your roommate that you had to pay your debt. He's been gone 15 years. But he's still taking care of us. He's still providing for his family. There's a lot of veterans that suffer from PTSD. The images don't go away. They hide, they run. You don't know how to escape. There are ways that we as a community can step in and help them find an alternative to hiding. There are ways. We just need to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I just want to thank panelists for having the courage to share some very personal stories And what I'd like to do is turn it over to you to see if you have any questions that you'd like to share or present to the panelists for their consideration. Anybody? Yes. Jason.
Thanks, sir. First off, thank you all. Everyone who served working for the sake of our nation where you were independent. My question is mainly for Cory and Tony's daughter. I assume 6 years you were an NCO. How would you say that your leadership has helped you in your success? Had instructors and students looked at you as a leader? Have they embraced that? And then for you, how would you say that your worldview has influenced your success? How has it made it difficult? And if there's anything that you wish that school, and especially the VA office, would be able to do, it's especially difficult to support veterans, but it's even more difficult to support the dependents because where many of us are veterans, we can relate to Cory, relating to a dependent is completely different, and it is a unique challenge. Thank you.
That's a good question. Absolutely, I agree 100% that it's harder to put ourselves in their shoes because in a lot of ways they're kind of the concrete victims. I'll let you answer that, but what I can answer with the going from an NCO role to a student. In some ways, you feel like you're having your wings clipped, but if you're a good leader, in my eyes, you have your two types of leadership: it's direct and indirect. I think if you have a good indirect leadership style, your teachers and professors are going to pick up on that real quick. And a lot of these students are, they're kids, they're young and they're scared and they're kind of afraid to ask questions in class because they're still worried about what the people who are next to them are thinking. But I think a lot of us are kind of beyond that, to where we really we're not too worried about what the class is thinking. If we don't understand something, we're going to ask. So that's where it started with me. Is I wasn't afraid to ask questions, and then once you start speaking up in class, and maybe you're setting an example for people how to act. Because sometimes they'll be too shy, sometimes they'll be too loud. You have to be indirectly be a role model for them. You have to engage the students that you necessarily don't really favor too highly, but it's those are the ones especially that you need to address and friendly and just kind of take them under the wing. It's just like soldiers. So it's a really good comparison. I'm glad you brought it up. But yeah, sometimes the students, the teachers will kind of rely on students that were NCOs and more leadership roles. You're the right-hand man of the teacher, but indirectly you really don't want to come off as a teacher's pet at the same time. You want to bring everybody as a team. It's team building inside the classroom. So I've never talked about that with anybody before, but I do keep it in mind with every new semester. That's a role I try to do, and sometimes it is frustrating. Sometimes you have kids that just certain individuals, those outliers, where in the infantry world, I think we have a couple other veterans that were in the early kind of OEF days where you had more leeway in your disciplining techniques compared to nowadays, I guess. So you do. That's pretty much my own struggle is to keep a lot of NCOs in that time frame would have a fire and forget mentality, leadership style, where you target the action and not the soldier. You just kind of choose some mass for better terms, and then you just go back to it. But there's no hard feelings. You can't here. Kind of goes without saying, but that's for me. That's a big struggle. But I hope I touched on the issue enough. But yeah, just. With soldiers and COs, I've seen E4s do just as good of a job as a lot of NCOs, but in the classroom. So they do look to it. But at the same time, I do feel it's worth mentioning that there are a lot of, or not a lot, but there are the ones and twosies that want to be thanked for their service, that really want to wear their Army motivation gear all the time. And you see that, but they mean well. They're proud of their country, they're proud of their service. And we just try to take them under and kind of calm them down a little bit. And I think that's one good reason about the S.M.E is most of us are combat infantrymen. We have half Marines, half infantry, we have a few Rangers. We have our leadership styles, and we just kind of mix up our own. But I will say that the only thing I'll ask from the school is we're getting numbers. We're growing. The SBA membership is a skyrocket. And especially if we're meeting, or monthly meetings include different schools. It would be, instead of meeting a nice pizza, I mean, we fill up a booth really quick, 12-person booth. So we do need space. We do need space and opportunity for resources. But anything that we give,
To answer your question about military dependence, it was really hard for me to connect with my own generation whenever I moved back to Texas, and I'll be really honest with you because a lot of them disagreed with some of the choices I had made in friendships, which granted, it wasn't really up to me moving to Kuwait or to Germany or to Northwest Africa and Morocco, and I had friends that were of every different color and creed, and I had people tell me I was disgusting. I did because I had dated them, because I had stayed with them, because things like that. And it's very hard when you are living in a military community and everyone is so open-minded, truly, so open-minded. And when I moved back to the States, I was very shocked. I had closed-minded. Some of the people were in my community, which granted I lived in Texas, I was in the South. And sadly to say that stereotype can fit a lot of people down there. And it was very hard for me to just kind of accept that I couldn't change everyone's mind, but you find people who obviously don't fit that mold everywhere, and so you just have to keep that in mind whenever you're looking for people to trust and looking for people to form bonds with, because for me, I'll tell you, I will form a bond very quickly, very strongly, because I'm a military brat, because every 2 years, you pick up and you leave. So you either make friends right then and there whenever you move to your new home, or you suffer and you're alone. And you don't have friends because 2 years later you'll be gone. And you try and keep in touch with them, which is amazing that my dad and Judy have stayed in touch with how long they've been. They've seen each other 3 times. But that's what you do when you're part of the military. Sorry about you. When you're part of a military community. And it's a hard transition, but at the same time, whenever I found a group of people that I fit in with, it wasn't hard to, it was much easier to sink back into the American community that way, because I found the right people and I made deep connections, and what you can deal with, you can, and what people won't accept, they don't, and you just have to move forward. But it can be really hard, and on top of that, especially if you're in a situation like I was, with my parents living in Germany for my freshman year of college, and then for my sophomore and junior year, they lived in Lebanon, and so see, it's hard, and I don't even know where they're at. And it was really hard because in Germany, it wasn't near as difficult, but I knew that whenever they were going to Yemen, that it was an unfriendly territory, and I had to deal with that. I would watch the news, and I would try and make sure that my parents were okay. There were times that they had some close calls, and I would break down. And you have to surround yourself with people who can understand that, people who can be there for you when you're scared out of your mind, thinking that your parents might not be okay. And it's something to keep in mind whenever you are dealing with a military dependent, because you have no idea you may not have any idea where their parents are at, and what kind of situation they could be in, and how safe they are, and how worried that dependent may be. So it's something to be sensitive about, so if that helps you.